Hi everyone, it's Simon here with a review of Rememoried. Rememoried is a puzzle game that's available on PlayStation 4, PC and I believe Xbox One as well. The PS4 version is what you're seeing on your screen. I bought it in a totally digital sale which is currently on for about £2.50, so if you like what you see after this video, grab it now because it's on cheap. This game I thought was going to be a walking simulator when I bought it because it was showing ethereal, surrealistic environments and wandering around and some woman chatting stuff in your ear, and I was like, ooh, I'll be up for this because I like that type of game, but it totally isn't. It's a puzzle game through and through, but it doesn't explain any of the mechanics of the puzzling as you go through the game, so it's almost like you need to have researched online before you go in. Silly me, I didn't do it. This game has a core mechanic that means that every time you spin around or you look away from something, parts of the level rearrange themselves, and each of the 20 levels that you've got basically means that you're going from point A to point B usually, and you're going to need to keep on spinning around so that the world redesigns itself whilst you're looking away, so that you can then remember it in a different way when you turn back round and try and progress through the levels. That may be just trying to get across a bridge of cogs, for example. It could be that actually you're trying to find a rose or a bench or something like that. It's very surrealistic, and if it was trying to tell me a story during the visuals, I missed it completely because it didn't tell anything for me. But where it starts to then play about with stuff is at points in the game it breaks outside of its own rules, but it never tells you this. And so sometimes I found myself wandering into levels thinking, what the bloody hell am I supposed to be doing now? Because I just didn't get it. Thankfully, there are some online guides that did help me get through this quite quickly, actually. If you're not understanding what you're supposed to be doing, this game will probably take you about 2 to 3 hours to get through. If you're going through a guide for achievements and trophies and you're becoming a trophy whore, then you can get through this in just over half an hour. However, you're missing quite a lot of the fun of trying to understand what on earth you're supposed to be doing. Like, there are some levels that were quite cool where it starts to talk about space is how you perceive it, and actually instead of walking over something, you're like floating through blocks, and then you're trying to ascend up through like spatial clouds and stuff, and that was kind of cool. And there was one specific level where and there's footage of it in this review, where you've got two moons that you're like looking back and forth for, and it's talking about the Queen, the Queen. And I was like, I don't understand. And then I was like, oh, that looks like a chess piece of a queen. And I was like, ah. And then you're trying to basically manipulate the moon so that you can make a shape of a queen and then find the queen on the other side. And there's a couple of like really, really good ideas, just terribly fleshed out. However, the graphics, I really like the visual style of stuff, particularly when it's playing around with like kaleidoscopy things. I thought that was quite cool. But it's so abstract and obscure, it doesn't hold your hand, it doesn't tell you the rules of engagement, and when you understand what you think the rules of engagement are, it doesn't play with those rules anyway. So I found it like a pretty to look at, quite frustrating to play, and because you're constantly having to spin around, I got motion sickness and I couldn't play this game for lengths of time at all. It's like a really bad version of VR. I don't think this game has VR, but if it does, it would make you so ill. So yeah, proceed with caution with this one. Rememoried, out now for PC, PS4 and possibly Xbox One as well. Not one I'm going to be recommending, but if you like what you see, it's on cheap, go grab. Take care, bye for now.
This channel is just one of my many projects that cover games, music and film. If you enjoy any of these and would consider supporting me to develop further in the future, you can do so by visiting patreon.com/Satorimon. Thank you for your time and for watching the video.